absolute pump max our dicks off here. Yeah, gay bear. I got an ego, guys. Get our nut. Hey, it's arm day. We're getting warmed up here. We're gonna do like a, it's Friday, it's beautiful outside today. It's like, well, what's it, 18, like 68 degrees? I don't know, something like that. It's nice out. It's starting to warm up. Good day. I might even get the bike out this evening and just go for like a little spin. I haven't ridden yet this year, so I think we're gonna get rain the next few days, so if I'm gonna get a day to do it, today's probably it. But in the spirit of it being a beautiful, semi-sunny, warm day, we're gonna just absolute fucking pump max our dicks off here. So we're gonna just do supersets. We're starting off with this Vulcan strap extension. We're gonna go to like one of my favorites, that like seated barbell easy bar curl. So yeah, we'll probably do like 3 or 4 supersets, try like that, try, and go from there. Putting your shoes on. Tip, I've talked about this a lot with back or chest training, and like thinking of your pressure points, like pressure application in your hands. I think it's like such an underlooked, especially like a good signaling cue for, you know, when I'll talk to guys, and like I was actually talking to a guy today. It was like, you know, I just really can't feel a good connection, you know, with my bis or tris, no matter what exercise I do. But I feel great when I'm doing chest or backs or legs. I get a good pump and I feel it, but I can't with arms or whatever. It could be any body part. I think a good thing, just a mental cue to think of that, is pressure placement in your hands. You know, like when you're doing your chest pressing, for me, I think of kind of pushing from the inside of my hands to force the inside of those elbows together. You know, not pushing on the outside of my hands. And that kind of makes me round and bring my shoulders into it. I'm thinking of pushing this way, like outward pressure. Same when I'm doing something like an extension, like this. And look, the cue could be different for all of us, depending what gets you to kind of feel right. But like when I'm extending here, for one, don't be a keep your hands together person. People do too much weight on the extensions and they're pushing it down. Try and keep your hands apart. Keep yourself in that right locked in position. But then you can do it a couple ways. You can come down and have your wrists curled in and curl under. You can curl out and kind of play with that and where you're feeling it in the different heads. You know, you can really, even sometimes on a rope like this, I'll let it kind of almost come up into like as if I was doing like a bar extension, like a more pronated, you know, and then I'm coming down and rotating in or rotating this way, kind of playing with my wrists and my hands in different ways, and where I'm pushing through the fingers in different ways to feel a bit different application or stimulus or pressure through the muscle. So same with my curls there, you know, when I'm thinking pushing through the pinky and rotating under, or sometimes, you know, if I'm doing like a preacher, sometimes I actually think the opposite. If it feels better sometimes, where I think of almost letting go with those fingers and squeezing with these ones and squeezing it up through here, a bit more on a different connection with the bicep. So play around with those pressure points, and you know, it can be a good way if you're not really feeling it hitting well in the muscle. Playing around with where you're thinking of connecting the grip into the muscle can be a really good cue. Like, you know, say with rows, anything like that, or same with your foot, you know, your foot on a squat or on a leg press, thinking of like, where am I pushing through my toes, through my midfoot, you know, inside of my foot, outside of my foot. Play around with those things and use that as like the base, your foundation of your connection from there into the muscle. Same with my hand. My hand is what is my first point of contact through to the muscle, right? So be mindful of that. Put my Botox to work today, you know? It's tough times, guys. My new barber I've been seeing, because I moved outside of the city, I see a different guy. I hate being a barber trader. I was seeing our boy Sam. Sam, if you watch this, I'm sorry, I'll come see you when I can, but I'm out in CP now. It's far to go in there. And there's a guy, it's 30 seconds from my house. It's pretty solid, so I've been going there, but he's been fucking, I don't know, got a fucking ulcer or fucking lupus or I don't know. He's fucking sick, okay? And I'm getting due. I start to get like the grays coming in, going over my ear, and my beard's looking homeless. It's tough times, guys. I need to be like Jay here and learn how to cut my own hair, but I think even if I knew, I wouldn't do it, you know? Because I say that and it's easy for me to cut my body hair. I still don't do it. Like when I was competing before, I'd shave that shit every fucking day because I want to look the same, like in my mind, you know? Like what I would see in the mirror had to be the same every day, or my pictures couldn't have any hair that potentially impeded that. But now I don't really give a fuck, and I actually got like used to seeing myself with more hair. So actually now I think I look more jacked with more hair. So now I'm like, before I'd convince myself I looked more muscular if I had no hair, which is probably the reality. But now I'm like, yeah, got a little bit of hair on my chest, yeah. So it's kind of fucking gay bear activities, but you know what I mean? Maybe I should get back to shaving it. Another good cue, if you're someone that's having a hard time connecting, if you're not, you can avoid this. It still is a good cue, but for any exercise you're doing, think of change from your phases, from your concentric to eccentric, and being very intentional with it, of your change of direction. Like when I'm coming up here, just put a light for a sec there, like sitting under it or something, yeah. So I'm coming down, and then I come up here, instead of just into my next, which I think, look, if you're someone that has a great connection, give her. I'm not saying that's wrong. This isn't like a right versus wrong. This is if you're having an issue to make it right. Or even if you are, you can try it. You know, a lot of guys are very intentional with it, and it can be good for injury prevention too, being, you know, less whatever, body English between those transitions. But I still think that's great. If you can do it and have a fluid connection, keep that tension, keep that movement nice. But like if you're not, say when I come up here, instead of just swinging into the next, I'm coming up here, I'm letting that tension really ravel, I'm stopping, and then I'm pressing through the triceps, you know, pushing through. I'm being like very intentional, like coming up, letting that weight die, pushing through, instead of like having it move where there can be a little bit of extra movement in there, that signaling can get lost. So think of that. Even if you need to go light, get up to where you feel the tension maximal. It doesn't need to be full stretch. It could be halfway up. Feel where you feel that tension at its most, and then just extend through it. Let it die, or not die, but let it pause, and then push through. Same with a curl, anything, you know. Get to the bottom where you feel the tension, curl up, not just, you know, that's great too, but you need to be mindful of that if you're having a hard time connecting to it, right? All right, next superset, we're gonna do a dumbbell overhead with a dumbbell preacher. Fucking easy peasy, one piece of equipment. You know, guys, so this is a good learning lesson too for, not a learning lesson, you're not retarded. I shouldn't talk to you like you are. Sorry for using bad words, but how much you can do, I know arms is simple, but this really extends to anything. How little equipment you really need to have good training. You You know, look, I think all these machines and stuff are great and awesome additions. But like if you're someone that like just has some dumbbells at home or just a cable setup and a couple simple dumbbells or even just bands and some dumbbells. You know, I remember during, are you allowed to say this word on YouTube without getting like shut off? COVID times when we were training in like fucking buddies' basements and stuff. Chris trained for an Olympia and I trained to win a Tampa Pro in basements, you know, with like a home Smith machine, like a home, like not a commercial grade, a few random dumbbells and some bands. And we trained for professional level shows that. I know we didn't make all our progress on that, but we were still able to get ready for professional level contests and still do our thing with that very simple equipment, just by being creative and using a bit of like MacGyver ingenuity. And like, you know, same here. We could do this whole arm workout, have amazing. I could have all the equipment at my disposal and still be like, hey, it feels good to do dumbbell overhead, dumbbell preacher, alternating dumbbell curls, hammer curls, you know, a dumbbell kickback, a laying down skull crusher, you know, 2 dumbbells. There's still so much you can do. And even with chest, back, everything, I could have a completely sufficient workout doing a pull-up, a dumbbell row, a chest supported like upper back row, you know, dumbbell pullovers where I band it to something as a stable point to give myself some more tension through it. There's just so much you can do with really simple equipment. So I know we see like all these crazy ass gyms out there now. Those are awesome. I think it's great. I think having more crazy facilities and equipment to access to help us make progress is great. But I think we also need to not lose sight of that. It's not necessary. Because I get guys messaging me all the time like, hey, my gym doesn't have a XYZ piece of equipment. Am I still gonna be able to make progress on my legs or my back? It's like, bro, you literally don't need any specific piece. There's not one thing, and this is a common thing I hear too, is like, do I have to do squats? Do I have to do leg press? Do I have to do bench press, dumbbell press, Smith machine press? Do I have to do specific exercise? There's zero, when I say zero, one specific exercise you have to do. There's none, literally zero that you have to do. You don't have to squat, you don't have to barbell squat. You could do leg press, lunges, and build world-class legs. You don't have to do a squat motion. Could it be beneficial? Sure. Do you have to do it? Absolutely not. You know, it might not even be beneficial. You could get great stimulus doing a leg press. It's kind of the same damn thing, you know? So I think people get caught up in like seeing that other people have access to certain things and being like, I can't progress as well as them because they have more. Don't make excuses and don't like cope with that shit. You can have very simple things and be an amazing bodybuilder. So work with what you got, you know? That's pretty light. Probably not gonna go crazy heavy for those overhead. I got an ego, guys. Not sure if you knew that, especially when it comes to lifting weights. And I can get carried away, especially with these overhead ones. A lot of things I like to get carried away. I think that's the fun of all this. But some shit fucks me up, and those are one of them. My elbow was like pretty wacky for a couple weeks after one of these workouts. I did like a 65 or 70, and it was aching. So try and find something that I can get like a good 15, but not like make my elbows explode. So that'll be a tough middle ground. So 50, 55, we'll see. Good. 2 more. What have you guys been watching lately? I feel like I'm running a bit dry on. I was watching Paradise. I finished that. Solid. You finished it yet?
What's that?
Paradise?
No.
Won't ruin it for him. Yeah, that was pretty solid. Second season there. Honestly, what I've been doing lately is going back and rewatching a lot of the Star Wars verse shows. Like I just went and rewatched Mandalorian. Now I'm on to Ahsoka. I'll go through Obi-Wan, go through all those. Just kind of, I don't know, going through them. They're quality stuff, you know, for the most part. Yeah, I haven't really got really much else that I've been watching lately. I feel like I must have seen it when it came out, because I've seen a lot of stuff. Has anyone watched the movie Mr. Nobody? It's like a 2009, 2010 movie with Jared Leto. And I was getting like Instagram reels or YouTube shorts about like one specific clip of the movie, which I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen on your, you know, it's him as like an old man. He's like, I'm 34 years old. I was born in May 16th, 1974. And the guy's like, look in the mirror. And he's like 300 years old, you know, 118. And it's like the thing going all through these like alternate realities. I only got a couple minutes into it, but I started watching it yesterday. So finished that one up. Might not be worth my time, but it seemed all right. Seemed like a little bit of like a thinker, you know? I don't think too much these days, so I gotta provoke it, thought-provoking with movies. It's not really, fuck, that's bad to say. Probably do things more active than that, you know? But well, yeah, I don't know, if you got any recommendations for shows, movies, you'll probably have a hard time finding something that I haven't watched that I want to watch, but throw your recommendations in there. And don't say like fucking Interstellar. I've clearly seen all the big shit, you know? So be thoughtful with your things. Same with shows, like fuck, I don't even know what else is out there. I'm probably gonna get a lot of recommendations. Like I really can't get into shows like the like, I don't know how to describe this genre. Drama, like Landman, Suits. What's the one that Fuad was watching with Sylvester Stallone? What's that called? Do you remember?
Huh?
The show with Sylvester Stallone?
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King. Like that kind of shit, I can never get into those.
Oh, Tulsa King's terrible.
Yeah, so people are gonna hate him for that, but I won't be that aggressive. But I just can't get into like those drama shows, like Landman, that, even Suits, like any that are kind of in that vein of like, it's kind of the same problem in a different way every episode, you know, for 17 seasons. I have a really hard time getting on board with that. I've killed my brain with short, quick action YouTube shorts and reels. I need more, you know? I need more to keep my dick hard at this point in my life. So, you know, I'm like, with my TV shows, I'm like in that side of porn addiction where I'm like watching trannies and fists up asses and shit, you know? Like that's where I am with, I need hardcore entertainment from my TV and movie watching perspective, you know? I've gone off the rails there, so give me something good, you know? Something that'll pique my interest and no fucking dramas, you know? Thanks. All right, kicking it old school. I used to do these a lot, actually. I used to do these when I just trained at home when I was really young. Like my mom got me like a, you know, like a Walmart multi-station in my basement. I had that, like a set of like 20, 30, 40 pound dumbbells or something. And I used to just lay on the floor and spam these. And they were a part of my tricep training for a long time. And I like the feel of them. I don't know if they're beneficial, like from a, optimal training fucking whatever, but just that angle, and I can really squeeze out, kind of like doing the cable over your shoulder. They feel good. So just trying something different, trying to show you guys different variations you can try as well. And that's also something, I like to switch things up, but I also like to switch things up just to give you guys more variety of things that you can try in your training, Like, I'm a very selfless man, I don't really train for me, I train for you guys, So I like to do things that are, so you're not just watching the same exercise every week, that you can try, see more variations that you can try, maybe find something that feels nice and fits well into your training as well. So that's why I do it for myself, obviously, personally too, because I've talked to you guys, I like having that variety and trying to test myself in different exercises. But I also like, we sit here between the three of us and be like, what's something else we can try that we haven't done? Show them something different. But it's not because I'm just trying to do it for you, I'm doing it for myself as well. I think there's a what's the word for it? Like a, I don't know, double benefit of it, but for me and for you guys, so we both get to get our nut, And as you can see, superset that with a hammer curl. I like hammers. I mean, I think if you're trying to get huge biceps, I don't think it's like the best thing ever. But I think it's really good for that, brachialis development right there. That's like one of my, most bog spots. A lot of that's from obviously holding heavy weights, doing my rows and presses and arm training, whatever, just everything. But also from doing a lot of the hammer curls. I think really helps in that. And I think that does aid in the kind of total flow of the arm. I also think it's, for a lot of people, really forcing that supination can be uncomfortable. And I think this is like a good one that still's hitting the bicep well, but it might be a little more comfortable on your wrist and your elbow and things like that as well. So I think they're a good one to put in. I usually put them at the end of my workout because it's like an exercise you're generally a little stronger at, So like when the fatigue's higher, I'll throw them at the end, get a little bit of the extra stuff, and a good way to just kind of finish off, finishing exercises. So we'll bang out 3 sets of this, so 2 more of that, and that'll be a wrap. I talked about this on my Instagram reels when I post arm days too, but I'm a really big believer in that if you want like big ass arms, you need to have a fucking arm day. Do I think you need to always have an arm day? Fuck no. But do I think that, like anything with a training split, they're tools, like a training split is a tool that makes sense to accomplish the goal at that certain time. It's not like a forever thing. You can have a training split to target a certain weak point for 1 month, 6 months, whatever, 2 years. Work on that and kind of, change your allocation of things. And you can take it out whenever the fuck you feel like it, you know what I mean? Like I've had periods where I had an arm day in, and my arms got to a point where I'm like, okay, I feel like I can just kind of maintain on this, reduce the volume, kind of do it with a push day or a chest and tries, back and bis, whatever. And I diversify my volume and my resources into where they need at the time. Like, okay, I need to put a bit more time into my hamstring. So it's that one leg day, I have a ham and a quad day. Okay, yeah, my back needs a little more, have 2 back days. And you only have so much resources. So you need to kind of have a bit of push and pull there. And that's not, pun not intended there, but works with this push pull, like, split. But yeah, I think, people get like married to the idea of like, it has to be this way, but you could have that in, keep that arm day in for 1 year, make some good progress on it, pull it out when you feel like you're done with it, and then go to the maintain. Or if you're someone that really needs to bring up your arms, keep it in there for as long as you fucking need. I had an arm day in my split from when I started training at like 13, 12, until I was competing at Olympias, you know? Like almost a 20-year period, a 15-year period, where there was an arm day in there every single week. Yeah, do I think that maybe I didn't get as much development in certain areas because of I didn't rotate it out? 100%. But that's the things I'm learning and I'm telling you now is that those can come in and out. But what it did help me develop was I had really good arms at that time, you know? But for early in my career when I was younger, my arms were like some of my best shoulders and arms. I was literally, look at my early most musculars, like, you know, 2018 Vancouver Pro doing the most muscular. I'm fucking delts and arms. Massive ass fucking arms and shoulders. Chest was lacking, other things were lacking because of the dominance there. But I think I could have kept that in for less time. And when I found like, okay, they're good, I need to put some resources into the chest and the back. But I didn't know that stuff yet. You know, I was just kind of fucking around and just doing what felt good, and I still think that's great, but you know, I've learned more now and we know more now about frequency and stuff like that. So yeah, don't be afraid to you know, even if the optimal community says that having an arm day is fucking stupid, that I truly believe if you want to have gigantic Nick Walker arms, that pretty much every single one of us at that level had an arm day in for a large portion of the time that they built gigantic arms. Can someone like Nick have no arm training period now? Probably, yeah. I mean, you got fucking gigantic ass arms like that. You can probably pull it all together, just get enough stimulus from your pushing and pulling, and they'll probably be able to somewhat maintain for quite a while. You know, maybe throw in some exercises here and there, and you'll still be able to hold on to them. But to get to that point, I truly, truly believe that they can't just be at the end of a push day or a pull day or some secondary thing, just like anything, you know? I think they really need to have their own attention to really get to that freaky, freaky size. So take with that what you will, you know? Okay, let's wrap on a nice Friday arm day. Honestly, I don't know if I said this one the other, but we trained earlier today. Usually we train at 4:30. 4:30. I'm usually a bit late, but 4:40, 4:47. Yeah. Usually 4:30 we train, and during the winter it gets dark at like fucking 5. So when you leave the gym, it's always like so dark and gross out. It's so nice, like leaving the gym now, even if it's 6:30, 7, whatever. If we hang out for a little bit, it's still bright out. It's like nice. You leave, feel like energized. Like it doesn't feel like it's day's over. It's fucking dark. I mean, people that work jobs, I shouldn't complain, but people that actually fucking work real jobs, unlike me, you know, you go in the morning, leave for work dark, come home dark. It's like, fuck that, you know? It's so depressing. Like, I understand why so many people fucking get depressed as fucking whack themselves during the winter. It's brutal, you know? But it's getting nice out, and I'm happy about it. But it felt good. You know, we're done nice and early. It's like 4 o'clock.
4:20.
Is that so? Yeah, 4:20. Beautiful. Done before we usually even start today, so it's nice. Got a good arm pump on a nice Friday. I'm gonna go out. I think my bike's being stored at my dad's right now because I moved during the winter, so I put my bike in his house in the fall before, so I didn't have to move my bike in the winter, like put it on a trailer and shit. So I might rip over there, ride around with a sick arm pump, you know. I'll just get the wife beater out and some like Timberlands, you know. Nice pair of like light wash jeans, white beater, rip around. My fucking, it's a vibe, you know. That's why I need a Boosa. That's like ultimate fucking, you know where I'm going with this, activities, you know. So yeah, but it was a good training today. I had something I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, right now, Raw Nutrition, we just dropped 2 new flavors of protein. It's been a minute since we dropped new flavors, and they're like something a bit different. We've got the orange creamsicle, like to play off Chris's lisp. It's people gotta know, you know. And the orange creamsicle. What was the other one? Strawberries and cream, peaches and cream. They're fucking awesome. They're really good. And like a nice change from like your typical like chocolate, peanut butter, cookies and cream, like, I don't know what the word, more decadent flavors. They're like a little lighter, like a nice change, especially for making smoothies with them, mixing them with Greek yogurt. They're actually really good for doing like your protein ice cream with. I've mixed them in my Elevate. They work well with some like the lighter flavors. It's actually a really nice change. So try them out. They're for sale now. And also the deal we have right now, if you haven't tried the Bum Energy pouches now, so we have pouches, they're literally like a Zyn. But they're half a can of a Bum Energy, basically, exactly. So they're like 30 something milligrams of caffeine, 125 milligrams of cognizin, like a focus nootropic kind of thing. So that's what's in one of them. So if you were to put 2 of them in, you're just like drinking a can of Bum Energy. It's like a pretty dope idea. And maybe I shouldn't sell them this way, but what I do is I put in a Zyn with one of those, and it's actually like a nice, especially like when I wake up, I eat my first meal, and then like when I want to like get productive, toss in a 6 milligram, toss in one of those. I feel like I'm ready to fucking rule the world. So, and if you don't have a nicotine addiction like me, then this is a good chance to introduce yourself into addiction and addictive personalities and addictive tendencies, you know, like having oral fixations like smoking cigarettes and using Zyns. It's a good intro to it to get onto the Bum pouches. So, but what the deal with those is right now is if you buy a case of Bum Energy, so a 12 pack of Bum Energy, you get a free 5 sleeve of tins of the Bum pouches. So it's like a random 5 sleeve. There's 3 flavors, so it'll give you kind of a random assortment of 5 cans just for buying a 12 pack of Bum Energy. So if you want to go buy 15 fucking cases of Bum Energy, you'll get 15 times 5 of the Bum pouches. So if someone does that, if someone actually goes and buys some outlandish amount like that just to like fucking be hilarious, let me know and I'll send you something dope. Like I got a shit ton of Gym Reapers belts in my basement and merch and supplements. I got a bunch of extra pre-workouts. I'll give you whatever you want. If someone goes and buys like 15 cases of that and has like some stack at home of like 50, 60, 80 tins of Bum Energy pouches, ask for something on any of the sites of the companies I work with, I'll give it to you. So do that and I'll be very happy and we'll make a nice joke out of it. We like to have fun times like that. So if you want to be funny like that, do it. I'd love to see it and I'll give you some fun shit. So, but yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope where you are, it's as beautiful as it is here today. And we'll catch you next time.